Okay, so this blanket my friend Sheila gave me, I'm going to take you on a visual tour and tell you what's going on in all the pictures. So this is just kind of her living life. I don't remember that one. That's her on her bed. This is one of my first favorite pictures of her. You can't really see, but she was still an emotional support dog before she was licensed. And this picture right here, sorry I have to cut her head off, but she's just buckled and ready to go rock and roll. Here she is with her kitten, Christmas time. Another favorite picture. This is when we lived in Westlanders. This beautiful paved walk that used to go through the woods. And it was like next to a creek and everything. Here she is at church. She's like, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. And this is her very first glamour shot. I only had her for a couple months after her rescue. And she's still an emotional support dog, but I just love that. Look at that face. And here she is just chilling out at home, getting ready to go on a therapy dog run. Here we are, we got invited to speak at a convention for the Daughters of the American Revolution and represent Pets for Vets. And so we went and spoke, and the wonderful ladies of Pets for Vets gave me like $500 some to forward on to Pets for Vets. So yeah, that was a very, very awesome day. Amazing food, amazing ladies. They were like the best in the world. Here she is with Joseph Claus. Just this last summer at the doghouse. And this is another picture of her with Joseph. I love that look in her face. And here we are. I think this is her first parade that she was in Ida, Michigan. Like 30 to 40,000 people came to that parade. And here she is. So that picture, and that picture are the same events. This is us at Mom's. And so this is Charlie Brown's in Almont. So what you can't see is he used to have a board, and it said, you know, you could pay $5 for like Happy Birthday Cindy or whatever. So in all the four schools that we were going to, I was known as Mr. Jason to everybody, every kid, every elementary kid in Almont and Emily City knew who Rein was, knew who I was, and they always called me Mr. Jason. So what you can't see above is the sign that says Happy Birthday, Mr. Jason. That was a very cool day. And here we are, we're going to Weston for Halloween. I wish I still had that hat. And you can't tell, but she's got a Wonder Woman outfit on. She's got Snoopy riding on her back. So this is her best friend, Bill. Everybody knows Bill. This is the very first time. So I used to ride with Bill to the Ann Arbor VA. But this is the first time I jumped out of the van. And I said, here, Bill, hold her. And I just took off. He like went into panic mode because he's like, what if something happens to this dog? Here's another picture of her. And I don't know what we're doing there. Some kind of parade. Oh, that was a parade. That was a Memorial Day parade here in Lapeer. And here we are on a float at the Ida Christmas Parade of Lights. Again, 30 to 40,000 people. We're on the Pets for Vets float. Just a loving picture. Rein, I think this is going to be at church. This is her 4th birthday. Peanut butter cookies and a candle. And something she would always do, she'd get in the back seat and she would sling her brace or her leash over her head or over her muzzle because she wanted you to look at her and laugh. You would just turn around and be like, Rein, what are you doing? She'd look at you like, mind your own business. And we would always bust up laughing. So she definitely has a sense of humor. And this is two of the greatest chapters in our history. This is the very first day that we were ever in a classroom. This is Miss Savage's class. This is 2015 at Orchard Primary in Almont. Look how happy she is. There I am. There's Miss Savage and all these kids, man. They were just like... And I still remember quite a few of their names, too. But I would have to say that this is the most glorious memory. Rein also makes visits to hospitals. Here she interacts with Marie, a family friend of her owner's, Jason. So, we got a call from a church friend. She said her aunt's dying in the hospital. This is Sunday. She's going home to hospice on Monday. So we went to visit, and I said, hey, what's your favorite color? And she's like, purple. So we got her a purple penguin, a purple balloon. And so we went into the room. And so when we got into the room, there was like 4 family members there. Everybody's face was in their hands. And, you know, you can just imagine how distraught they were. So with a dog Rein size, what you're supposed to do is pull a chair up next to the bed, put a sheet on it, and put the dog up in it so it can interact with the patient. So I walk up to the bed and I kind of spin around and look, and I feel this hard tug on my leash, and I look up. I had a heart attack. She's up in the bed with Marie. I don't even know how she even jumped up there. I remember Marie going, "Oh my," just like that. And she said, I've always heard about therapy dogs, but I never knew anything about them. And so we stayed for about an hour or whatever. By the time we left, the mood of that room had completely changed. Now everybody's laughing and smiling and petting Rein, and everybody's just as happy as can be. Like, there's just not a problem in the world. So we left. Come to find out, 4 days later, she died, in hospice care at home. And the niece told us, she said, every single phone call she got that Marie made, every person that Marie met, all she could talk about was Rein and how amazing therapy dogs are. So yeah, what an adventure, man. And what a beautiful gift.